Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So on today's video we are going to talk about Mengo, our most recent commander that was awoken, and now he's available to become a very strong commander with his awakening. Uh, Mengo is a commander that was introduced a while back. I think it's around 6-7 seasons of Alliance Conquest pack, or maybe more, where we could only obtain him there by trading valor tokens in order to get his medals. As you're going to see here on the valor shop, his tokens are 100 valor medals each. It used to be 600 exactly as Simon, but since the introduction of Simon, now it has been reduced to 100. So it's not that hard nowadays to get Mengo to gold, and of course getting him to 4 stars is going to be also not that hard, since obtaining his medals is much cheaper nowadays. Mengo is going to be a cavalry commander, as we all know. He's a very old commander, so the things that make Mengo great are already been introduced, but with his awakening he is going to get a new role in the game and actually help start a new synergy, not new as a baseline, but the bleed formation for cavalry. It wasn't something that was really used, but now with his 4-star awakening, it's going to be, I think, a new synergy that we're going to see more and more from cavalry players. So as a baseline, Mengo is going to give you a 50% wall defense increase, a 30% cavalry attack and 30% cavalry defense. This is actually really good, except the wall defense, I think that's not that great. But other than that, the cavalry stats are going to be very good, especially since if you consider that Mengo is going to be a free-to-play commander essentially. So his awakening, his tokens are going to be awoken by trading his Mengo medals into Mengo tokens for his awakening. The trade is going to be 1-to-1, so you're going to need 600 Mengo tokens in order to get him to 4 stars, and this is going to translate to 60,000 Valor tokens. In reality it sounds a lot, but for people like me, for example, that have already finished Simon, the shop for the Siege of Winterfell and Alliance Conquest, since it's the same shop, it doesn't offer us much things to buy, so getting Mengo to 4 stars or at least 2 stars is going to be very good and very easy to do. So let's go to his awakening. His awakening is going to be pretty much standard as every other commander that we have. So starting with the first 10 levels and the first star of awakening, we have his active army skill increase its damage by 20% and 5 levels on the max level increase, going up to 65. We're going to talk about the extra stats on the 40th level, so we see the exact amount from everything. On his second star and the 20th level of awakening, we're going to see the increase in friendship quality by 1 star, the 2-second cooldown on his active army skill, and another 5 levels on the max commander level, going up to 70. Next up is going to be level 30 and third star of awakening, with the enhanced specialization being the standard nowadays for every commander. That is going to increase the stats of the base passive skill value of Mengo by 1.6 times, giving you a total of 48% cavalry attack and defense, and also 80% total wall defense increase. 40% additional increase in active army skill, going up to 60% more active army skill damage, and of course another 5 levels on his max commander level, going up to 75. And of course, last but not least, where every commander is going to finish their awakening, is going to be the 4-star awakening and the level 40, where now we're going to see the full stats that he's going to bring you here. So he's going to give you another 18% cavalry attack, another 18% fortification attack bonus, 18% fortification durability increase, and last but not least 6% fortification construction speed. Personally, I don't like the fortification buffs, which I think they're not very strong nowadays. It used to be very good when the stats of players were not that great, but nowadays I think fortification need to be reworked. But the 18% cavalry attack is really good. So for his 4-star, we're going to see his Enraged Cavalry perk for his 4-star awakening, and it's going to go as such. Each time your cavalry launches a critical strike, the attack power and defense power of your cavalry will be increased by 5%, and the upper limit is going to be 50%. I will go through the 4-star skill in depth. Another 3 seconds on his active army skill, going down to 15 seconds each activation, and of course level 80, max level 80 for the commander. That is also pretty standard for every commander nowadays. So going back on his 4-star ability, you are going to see the critical strike on his description. As we know, critical strikes and normal attacks are very used to be in the bleed formation, especially in the infantry bleed formation, since it's the only one that really works nowadays. But now that we're getting more and more commanders that help you do critical strikes with cavalry and of course with any other troop type, we're going to see an increase in the use of bleed formation for the cavalry as well. So now that we saw what his 4-star ability is about, you're going to ask with which commanders I recommend to um, use Mengo, and where do I get the critical strikes for his 4-star ability to work. So personally, I think that some great commanders to use with Mengo are going to be the commanders that the game itself recommends. So first of all, we have Merrill, a free-to-play commander, where every time you do normal attacks, the lineup health is going to increase by 5%, and the next normal attack will have a 50% chance to trigger a critical hit. So this is the start, of course, of the critical hits that you can do, which on their self, if you land a critical hit, Mengo is going to activate, so you're gonna get another 5% attack and 5% defense for your cavalry. Rhea is also an excellent commander to use with this formation, since Rhea is going to give you also cavalry stats. So whenever the allied front row lands a total of 20 normal attacks, the next normal attack will be a critical hit. For example, the difference between Rhea and Merrill is going to be that Rhea critical hits are going to be standard. Every time you do a 20 normal attacks, you're going to deal a critical hit. So the difference is that if you're lucky or not, in theory, with Merle you can do more critical hits since he activates every 4 normal attacks. But Rhea is going to be 100% that you're going to do a critical hit. So those are the two main commanders that you can use with Mengo. Of course, Rob, since we're talking about every hit, using his 4-star ability for every successful cavalry attack, you're going to get a 2% increase in cavalry attack, which is really good. But the game also recommends Jon Snow, which in reality, yes, you can use him. He has his usefulness, but I think he's not a commander that will be used by many people, especially the ones that are going to use Merrill and Mengo, for example. So yes, Jon Snow works with his 4-star ability, which is going to be the allied infantry and on-front row troops. Normal attacks will have a 20% chance to deal 150% critical hit for 25 seconds. So his second part of his 4-star ability is going to include critical hits, but personally I think that not many people are going to have Jon Snow 4 stars, so his usefulness exists, but he's not going to be the commander that is going to be used by the big portion of the player base. Commanders that I would also use, but of course they need some testing. It would be Sinara, because her 4-star ability is going to be focused on melee troops, so you can use Sinara for her 4-star ability, but sadly she's not giving you cavalry stats. But the total attack is going to be kinda useful for her kit, and increasing the number of normal attacks your troops are going to deal. So personally I would use Sinara over Rob or Jon Snow, since doing more and more normal attacks is going to give you more and more chances to do critical strikes in order to get the most out of Mengo's 4-star ability. One more commander that can be used for the bleed cavalry formation is going to be Kevin, since his kit is also around normal attacks, so each time your lineup is doing a normal attack, there's a 50% chance to do a shield on the allied lineup with the greatest losses, which is going to reduce 10% of non-skill damage for 2 seconds. Again, Kevin, I would personally put him over Rob, since I think Rob Stark's 4-star ability is not that great, since the upper limit is going to be very few and it's not going to be unlimited. I think it's going to be around 24% or something similar. So I think that going for Kevin instead of Rob is going to be also really good. But also you can use commanders that are not for your synergy, but it's going to increase your stats. Commanders, for example, like Liana Waters, is going to give you the stats you need in order to deal more and more damage. So you can mix and match your commanders in order to complete your cavalry bleed formation. But I think that Rhea, Meryl and Mengo is going to be the central of those commanders, and the 2 other slots are going to be strictly situational. I'm going to move to the tavern and talk about Mengo's stats in the tavern, since I think he's one of the best commanders in the tavern, especially for the free-to-play aspect. So here we are on the tavern, where Mengo is going to give you command, combat rate and leadership, one of the best stats that you can get in any commander for the tavern. So command is going to be the free troops, combat rate is going to be the total stats plus the additional stats compared to your enemy, and last but not least leadership, which is going to increase your army and rally size. His base quality is going to be 8, but with the 2 stars awakening and the friendship increase star by 1, he's gonna go over to 11 overall quality with 5 points on command, 4 points on combat rate and 2 points on leadership. So a great commander to have in your tavern. He is going to require weapons in order to get his awakening going faster, his leveling up, excuse me, go up faster. But yeah, he's going to be a great commander for your tavern as well. So in conclusion, to close this video, Mengo is in my opinion a great commander that was awakened this time. I really enjoy his kit. I'm expecting his weapon to come soon, maybe as a reward in AC or in the shop of AC. We will see in the future. But I think that with Mengo we're going to have an extra commander to put in this bleed cavalry formation that is not very common, but I think it's going to be more and more common, especially since 2 of the 3 components are going to be free-to-play commanders, so it's really good for most of the people. Mengo is also used for rebel leaders, so getting his awakening and increasing his max level is going to be very useful there as well, since you are going to deal more and more damage to the rebel leaders the higher the level of the commander. So I think that pretty much concludes the whole story about Mengo. As I said, great commander, enables a new synergy in my opinion, makes it more viable, and we will see how we're going to acquire his weapon in the future. So thanks for watching guys, this 15-minute video about Mengo, and I will see you on the next one.
I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.